Hey, we want to welcome y'all to a very special True Tall Tales and Whiskey. Today we have Mr. Tracy Travers, Amber Travers. We're going to be talking about the 5th annual Hunt County Tunes for Tots. So y'all take it away. Tell us how we got started. How you got started with it.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. One of our good friends, and I think y'all know him, Brad Jennings, came up to me one night. We was in a swimming pool. I forgot where we was at. Jerry's.
Yep.
And he said, "Man, I got a great idea." He said, "Me and you need to dress up in Santa suits and go to every house in Hunt County and pass out toys to every kid." And I'm like, "Man, that sounds like a great idea, but I don't think I'm gonna dress up in Santa suit and go to knock on somebody's door at 2 a.m. and go, 'You got kids?'" So I said, "Well, give me some time. Let me think about something. We'll come up with something." And so her and I talked about it, and we're like, "Man, you know what? We know a lot of these guys, and we go watch them all the time." And so we decided to ask you guys if y'all would want to join in with us and do a full day of music, and people bring in new unwrapped toys, no entry fee, just bring that in, and everybody that we asked jumped right on board. I thought that was really cool, and it really from that first year that we did it. Obviously, no one really knew about the event. Obviously, it was the first year. We still raised $18,000, I think.
Before all expenses were paid that year.
And then by the time the expenses were paid, we had about $6,500 to spend, and 100% of the profit goes back out. We don't pay ourselves. We don't pay for paperwork.
Mileage.
We don't pay for gas. We don't pay for anything out of it. 100% goes back out to the kids. And we went to the first year. Gotta remember exactly. We went to
Roy City, Quinlan.
Yeah, we went to Roy City and Quinlan, and we donated. For the first year, we bought the special needs kids at the high school in Quinlan all their Letterman jackets.
Oh, that's awesome.
The school couldn't
For the Special Olympics.
couldn't afford to do that or whatever they
cool.
did, but we bought their Letterman jackets. And then a week later, we went over to Roy City High School or school district, and we had at both places. I should back up here. At both places, we had them get all the special needs kids together for lunch, and we had a pizza party at both places, at Quinlan and at Roy City. And honestly, that was probably the coolest thing about the whole deal, is just sitting there and just talking to them and getting to know them, and that was really, really cool. And so we had a pizza party at both places. So we went to Roy City, and we donated enough money for them to take, was it 2 families?
2 families.
2 families to a place called Morgan's Wonderland. It's a water park that is designed for special needs kids. And so we gave them enough money.
Where's that at?
It's in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we gave enough money for 2 families to go do that. And then we went to Bowles ISD. Mm-hmm. And the chef that was at Bowles at the time, he may still be there.
No, he's not there anymore, unfortunately.
He wouldn't turn a kid down for lunch.
And Bowles is Hunt County affiliate.
Yeah, Hunt County, yeah. And if a kid came in without lunch money, most school districts have a little side thing that might have a sandwich and an apple in or something and not have what the other kids have. But he was big about every kid's going to have the same, so he wouldn't turn a kid down.
Every kid got a hot meal.
Yeah.
Same thing everybody else had.
And so by the time the first semester was over, they realized they had a big back pay in school lunches. And the school was either going to have to take out of their education fund to cover that, or he was possibly in a position to maybe get fired.
Oh, wow.
And so we went up there and talked to them and found out what they owed. And for the first semester, they owed like $1,800 in back lunches. And so we took that, figured it for the second semester, and we donated $4,500 to them to get caught up on all their back charges and to have it for the second semester. And we told them, don't turn a kid down.
And that was Tunes for Tots that was able to raise that money to be able to pay that.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
That's
right.
awesome. That's
And
Absolutely.
because of the money that we had left after the expenses, that's what we were able to do. We was able to help Bowles with their lunches, Roy City with this Morgan's Wonderland, and then Quinlan with their.
So that was the first year.
That was the first year. And honestly, we thought that was it. Because we didn't talk about making this an annual thing. We talked about, hey, let's do this year.
Right.
And so that's what her and I talked with. And people started calling us going, hey, what are y'all going to do next year? What are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to have? And man, there's not a next year. Oh man, there's got to be a next year. You know, 1,200 toys. We also raised 1,200 toys.
Not cut you off, but you weren't expecting a second year.
Absolutely not.
That. Okay.
I mean, we thought we were going to do this a one-time thing, and honestly, that one-time thing to us, that little bit was a huge success.
It's huge,
in my opinion.
You know?
Massive.
Because we ended up getting 1,200 toys that day, and then doing what we could at school districts. And so people were calling us, going, "So what are y'all going to do next year?" There's not a next year. No, there's got to be a next year, man. Y'all helped a lot of people out, you know. So we talked about it and talked along with Brad, and we said, all right, well, we'll do it again.
See what we can come up with.
The second year, I think, each year it's grown. The second year, I think we had $25,000 we raised, and we was able to go around to several school districts.
How are you raising this money? Just sponsorships from business around the local community?
Sponsorships, they're the main reason why we're able to do this.
Yep.
We do sponsorship levels. And sponsorships, and another big thing that we started doing, I think year 2, was have all the musicians that play sign a guitar, and at the end of the night we do a live auction for it. And so that's another way to raise money. And so second year was 28,000. 28,000.
Was it 28?
I think it was 28,000. And but people knew us more from the first year, so our expenses were down.
Right.
Way down.
So we were able to help more school districts. I think that year we did 5 school districts and donated $1,000 to each one of their special needs programs.
We raised 2,400 toys that year.
Yeah, 2,400 toys that year.
And
I'm trying to remember all the stuff that
we've done so much with that. It's hard to remember back, but
yeah. So here comes year 3 and year 4, and it just year 3 and year 4 blew us away. Going from 18 to 28,000, from 1,200 toys to 2,400 toys.
And then,
we just kind of did the math and thought, well, this year hopefully we make 35,000, and hopefully we'll come up with 3,000 toys or whatever. And we were just that year we had
year 3 we had $87,000 raised.
Man,
yeah.
And then
That was
year
a huge
4.
jump.
Year 4, we broke 90,000.
And I want people to understand.
Yeah.
Y'all work. Y'all are probably the biggest grind people I've ever met in my life. You guys work your own jobs all day long, and this is a year-long deal to plan this thing. People don't understand that. They get to come there for one day, but they don't understand that how much work goes into it.
Absolutely.
Y'all do this while you're doing your own job. You are setting this up from when that event ends. We plan the next year, and it starts the next day to plan the next year.
Absolutely.
And it's so impressive, man, what you guys do. It's I want people to understand that. I want them to know that you guys work year-round to make it happen for the next year, so everybody can have this one day of
fun, relaxation.
It is fun, but it's such a charity community event, and the sponsorships that come into it in this small community we have in Hunt County, it also boosts them up. So not only are we helping a lot of families, you're helping small businesses. You're doing all these things, and I want people to understand that, I know you guys you don't care about the glory and all of that, but I'd like to highlight you and just say, like, you guys have been just a absolute blessing. I want to say miracle, because I know you guys want to stay under the radar a whole lot. You really do, and I know that. But you guys have been a miracle to a million families, not just the kids that you're giving these toys to that come to these small businesses that sponsor.
Yep.
That if they know your name's attached to it, people are buying their products, and it's so impressive to see, man. And we're all very thankful for that, man.
Well,
and I know you guys are humble, and
thank you. We really appreciate that. We
Well,
we work hard for everything that we do, and everything that we start or want to start. We put our full heart into it just
absolutely.
to,
It shows 100%.
But like you say, a year-long event, we plan other things. We have golf tournaments. We have fishing tournaments.
100%.
We have poker tournaments throughout the year to cover the expenses that we're about to come up with in December. And that was one of the things at the year one, every bit of the money went out. So when we found out we were going to do a year 2, we had no money to start.
$0.
We're sitting here hiring people saying, hey, man, I need you to come sign. I need you to do a lot. And but the third year was the year that went from 28 to 87,000. We got on stage with this signed guitar that all you guys signed. And I told her, I said, I'm not letting this guitar go. I mean, if I have to, I'll pay $1,200 or $1,500. I'm getting this guitar.
I want this. All of our musicians are growing, and they're growing exponentially.
Because this was the second guitar signed, and the first one I wanted it to go, special. That's special, and I hope the person still has it. But the second one, I wasn't gonna let go.
Do you know who has it? Do you know the name?
You know the first one?
What Jamie?
Oh,
was it?
you know what? As a matter of fact, let me tell you, that's a really cool story. Someone that we all know real well. I don't know if they want to say a name or not, but they knew what that guitar meant to us.
Yeah.
I did.
While he's catching his breath, I'll just say that the man that bought that guitar, he knew of us, but it's not like he listened to any of us artists religiously, but he knew what that guitar meant, and he knew what that money meant, where it was going, and how much he loved Tracy and Amber's mission, and that's why he put the money up. But that guitar went.
Yeah, he actually after it went. I forgot how much money it went for, but it was out of my range.
It was insane. It was like $8,000 or something like that.
No, not that year, but it was close. It wasn't that far.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off. Yeah.
Way out of my range. But after it was all said and done, he walked up and he handed it to me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I love you, babe. I love you, babe.
If y'all don't know, man, Tracy Travers is the most kind-hearted, biggest baby on the planet.
Biggest baby.
I'm the wife of the family.
Terrible kisser,
It
dude.
means a
Terrible
lot to me,
kisser.
man.
It's a very heartfelt thing. It's very close to our hearts. It's
Suck, dude.
you don't suck, babe.
No, man, I know
have a
you
heart.
hate this kind of stuff, right? But you got to be highlighted. You really have to. And there was, I don't care how many ideas involved into what Tunes for Tots is, but you guys have taken it and ran with it as, really the two that work for it 365 days out of the year. You really do, and it's got to be highlighted. It has to be.
We enjoy it though. It's fun,
We wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it.
And you should be emotional about that money it brings. And you should be emotional about everything that comes into it.
It's impressive.
It's awesome.
It's impressive.
Well, this is the thing.
But if you cry one more time, I get to punch you.
That's please. I wish you would have punched me the first time. But the big thing is this. It's called Tunes for Tots, right? It's not about us. If there was not y'all, it would just be Tots, I guess. There would be no tunes.
We would have no tunes.
You guys are the reason that they come out. They come out to see you guys. The bonus for us is they bring unwrapped toys.
Gotcha.
If it was any other thing, I don't think this event would have
Taken
escalated
off
like it did.
Yeah.
We're now, I think, actually, as of year 4, maybe year 3, have become the largest toy drive in Hunt County, and that's not because of us.
That's badass.
That's because of y'all.
Last year we raised.
Man, and to come from an idea, you said 1 year. You were like, we're doing it for 1 year and we're done.
Yeah.
You didn't expect this.
And last year we
Y'all
raised.
didn't sit down and have a summary like we're gonna do this for 10 years. You just want to do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
And here it is, man.
It's a funny story. We're Tunes for Tots, which is real close to another organization.
Yeah.
And the third year, I think it was.
And we can talk about it. I think we have to respect talk about it.
Yeah.
Toys for Tots, they're awesome. Man.
Yeah, they are.
They do.
They're
really
wonderful.
are. And so, the second year, I think it was, my phone rang, and I looked, and I didn't know who it was, and I answered, and no, I'm sorry, it went to voicemail.
Yeah.
And they said, "This is such and such from Toys for Tots. Can you please give me a call?" And I thought, "Oh, here it goes. We got too close
We're
to
getting
that."
in trouble.
And so I was actually afraid to call, because I thought, man, we're going to have to change names. We're going to have to do this, redo everything. And so I called back, and they were actually asking us for toys.
Because they didn't have enough in their chapter.
They actually was talking about what we've done, and that they didn't have enough this year for what they were doing, and they asked us to help them on that. And ever since then, when we realized that we're not stepping on any toes, we keep, even though we're Hunt County, we don't go into the Greenville area to get sponsors, because that's their area, and we're not going to step on toes. We're doing this together. It's not a competition by no means. And so they're huge in Hunt County.
Yeah, can I speak on that one real quick? They are all over downtown Dallas. We don't get out there. We're a small town area, but I want to record that too, because people don't understand. They go to every single county and every town. It's a very, very huge fan of Toys for Tots. I think it's amazing. If not just the military bias, it's an amazing thing.
Yes.
And to see y'all bring that into it wasn't us that y'all caught the eye of. They caught that eye too. That's why they messaged you. You're doing something special. That's absolutely insane. You're not only helping the Hunt County. Toys for Tots came in and said, hey, we can help these people in Dallas or Grand Prairie. Hey, can you help us out with some toys? That's
Yeah.
And last year, it was, I think, October. The lady that runs Toys for Tots in Hunt County called us and said they were shutting down in October. Right here at Christmas.
She was moving out of Hunt County, and the campaign director has to live in Hunt County, and there was nobody to take her spot.
And
that was nothing to do with Tunes for Tots.
No, absolutely,
absolutely not.
Because
Never,
you have
never,
to live
never.
in Hunt County to be a director.
Yep.
And they said that before they made an announcement, they wanted to call Amber and I and let us know that they have given our name to their contacts. And I told them, I said, look, if there's been organizations like Hunt County Kids, CASA,
CASA.
some of the other ones that have depended on Toys for Tots over the years, give them our number. We'll take care of them. We'll make sure that what they had last year, they'll have this year, because it's such a short time frame. You know, I mean, how do you? I know that Toys for Tots didn't plan it that way, but when you shut down in October and Christmas is in December, I mean, there was people scrambling. There was organizations scrambling, not knowing what they were going to do. And we promised that each one of them, if they needed something, to call us, and we would make sure that it got there.
It didn't matter how many toys they needed, anything like that. We were going to make sure they had it.
Hunt County Kids used to do a toy drive, but they've backed out of that since we got started on a good note. They called us and said, hey, you guys are doing this great. We're gonna
takes a little bit off our shoulders, you know, to.
And so that was one of the groups that we promised to help as well. But the Hunt County Jeep Club actually stepped up, and when she had told me about the Hunt County Jeep Club that was possibly going to do a toy drive, a toy run for them, she goes, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get enough toys. I said, I promise you'll get.
100%.
I mean, everything I've heard about the Hunt County Jeep Club has been. I mean, those guys get together. You know, it's not 2 or 3; it's like 200 or 300.
Yeah.
And they took care of Hunt County Kids this year. So,
man, if I can just speak on y'all's character for a second, I'm personal friends with y'all. So, I mean, we go back a long ways. You guys do a lot for the community. Everybody knows that. They know the Travers name for sure, but I don't think everybody knows the things you've done in secret. And I'm not going to bring all that up, but you've helped so many families, regardless of Tunes for Tots. Tunes for Tots is probably the biggest thing in Hunt County, so we all know about that. But nobody knows what you guys do, and I want that to speak on your character for people that are watching this video that don't really know y'all. Hey, do we trust these people? You know, is this somebody just trying to take a profit? Are they really telling us they're not? You know, these guys have gone out in their personal bank accounts and bought cars for people that need vehicles to go to work. You know, you've done these things, and I'm not going to get too deep into it because I know you guys don't like that so much, but it's so impressive. I know about it. I know everybody in this room knows about the things you've done in secret for people. So I want that to speak towards Tunes for Tots, that this is a trustworthy organization. There's no profit being made at all. Any kind of profit goes to either everything goes this year or the next year these kids are getting, and we're building and it's so beautiful, man. You guys are probably the best people in this county.
We've never taken a dime.
I know, and I know you hate
love.
hearing that because you guys are so humble, but you really are. I mean,
But again, this couldn't happen without y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, we may be the bus driver or the quarterback or however you want to make that cliche, but we couldn't do it without y'all. We couldn't do it without y'all. We couldn't do it without the community. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. They're the backbone of Tunes for Tots, not her and I. They are. And when we're out somewhere and people come up and they go, oh, man, I really appreciate what y'all have done, I correct them pretty quick.
Often.
It's not us. It's y'all. This is a huge group effort that we have been I mean, one of the things that I think is one of the most fortunate things for us is this lineup we have this year is the same lineup we started with. The same guys have stuck with us.
Every single year.
And it's the same, and we promised ourselves, or we promised you guys, that y'all are our go-to. You know, y'all are going to be the ones we call until the day that y'all can't. And I know that every single one of y'all have grown since our day one. And I know every single one of y'all could probably have other things to do besides come out to our event. But you've always been there, and that's huge. I mean, it
speaks volumes
let's
about y'all's character.
You got Ryder Grimes here. I mean, you got Cody Cresswell, Michael Summers, Gracie and Lane are playing.
Yes.
You got Cody West coming this year. We've had Sam Riggs and Dylan and
Lane Hunt.
Lane Hunt's working
Lane,
like a
man.
dog, so
Working
he
like a
got
dog.
it dog.
Man, and we're just happy to be part of it. And I think I can speak for these guys, but we be there every year. I think it's a weekend we all look forward to. Where hey,
It's my favorite.
it's hometown. We're all, you know.
It's my favorite event of the year.
Oh, dude, we're all busy.
Like, hands
it's the
down.
one time of the year we all get to come together and play together.
It's like a family
So we
reunion.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
We all get to hang out. We never really all get to hang out. We all get to hang out.
It's as special for us as it is for y'all.
You know, I think that this is probably the only event that this group gets to play together.
I hadn't seen
yeah.
I hadn't seen Ryder in 17 years.
Almost as
What,
long.
since he
It
was
seems
one?
like
Yeah.
It's
No,
always
Ryder's
good.
I mean,
awesome.
it really is. It's something I look forward to every single year. And I'm only speaking for myself on this point, but it's just I know that I'm waking up that day. I'm gonna get to that place at noon, whether I'm playing at 8 or not, just to hang out,
It's fun.
conversate,
Great.
see the. There's tears that go on all day long,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah, so
happy
kinda-
tears.
Most of
and, yeah, and Tracy's most of them do.
It's
Kind
a
of
mi-
describe
And he's
that.
barefoot
So, like,
and jorts, and it's 30 degrees outside. Yeah, 100%. But it's just it's such a special event, and people watching this that aren't from Hunt County might be biased, or I might be biased to Hunt County, like thinking this is special for me. But I think if you come here and you're a stranger, somebody invited you to come out, and you come out here, you would be overwhelmed with that emotion that we all feel.
Well, you know, you
It's so
mentioned Ryder and several of y'all, but Ryder is going to be here this year again. He's got, obviously, everybody has seen Ryder blow up.
Yeah.
Emerging Artist of the Year.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Puts
So
an
proud of
puts
him.
an album out, and within 24 hours is 50th in the
In the world.
world.
In the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's going to be on our stage.
I love him so much, dude.
This
Man,
guy's
I'm
gonna
just
and you
honored
know
to be
what?
here.
When
Buddy.
I miss like a little 12-year-old rider that used to show up and play different instruments at the show.
whenever I started texting all y'all and calling all y'all asking for an event, I mean, Ryder's like, absolutely. Or he said, I'm going to be there, you know. And I understand, you know, Ryder said, I'm going to be there every year, but I know that there's going to be a time when they can, and we understand it completely. But, you know, Ryder's like, I just appreciate being part of it, you know. I mean, such a humble guy, you know.
That's a super
it's
special
great
thing,
to see
yeah.
him grow like he is.
That's a super special
Thank
thing.
you. I mean, it's always just, I always look forward to it. You know, whether we're in Las Vegas at the end of the year or whatever, I always make time. Before I book anything, specifically Las Vegas, because all that's going on during that time, I always make time to know, all right, I got to be home these days because I'm either playing it or I'm going. I'm not missing it.
Yeah.
And that's all, I mean, since it started, you know, starting out, doing it with my dad playing guitar, it was one of those deals. I fell in love with it from the start. I'm like, man, this is really cool. And it's been cool to be on the stage every single year and just to be there. And it's a great feeling. I love it. And thank y'all for everything y'all do for this community. I'm proud to be from here.
No
It's
doubt.
great.
Now, let me ask you this. So, whenever the idea was brought to you by this going house to house as Santa, what turned it into a music festival? What turned it into that aspect of it?
I think because we know you guys. We
Yeah.
knew you guys.
The friendships
and,
we had.
Yeah, the friendship we have with you guys, and the friendships that we've created since then. We thought that would be a good idea. We knew that everybody likes to come out and watch you guys, so we knew we could
Get a crowd.
Get a crowd, if you guys were part of it, and we wanted to make you guys a part of it. And like I said earlier, they're not coming out to hear her and I sing or talk or anything else, because I can't even talk when I get on stage because I do what I did a while ago.
It's the best when
He
you do
taps
that.
me on the
It's
shoulder.
The best when you do
Hey,
He
that.
taps me
Yeah.
on the shoulder, and then I have to take over. You know.
Every year I tell her, okay, I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna do it this year, and I got it in my head, and I say, thank y'all.
all right.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
just can't do it. I mean, but
He's crying again.
but we knew, we had a feeling that you guys would like the idea. Never really had it in our mind that all you guys say, I'll do it. We'll volunteer our time. We'll come out. We'll make it happen.
Every single year.
Every single person that's been up there has volunteered their time and has never asked for a dime. And, you know, luckily we're at a point to where we can help out with you guys on some stuff. Maybe cover half your expenses. I know it's a lot of money to come
100%.
out.
No, I understand.
And we know it costs a lot. to
And,
come out.
and I think I can speak for all these guys. I say the first few years, you know, we weren't having big artists at the end of the year, at the end of the night. You know, we were just having our amateur band. We were having a blast. The party was great, and I think that could have gone on forever. But when you started bringing big
A bigger
people,
name?
you didn't forget any of us.
Never.
You didn't say, hey, we can bring this guy, and then we can bring in somebody else that this public might know or whatever. No, you said, yeah, we'll bring in a headliner, but we want these guys that were here from day one, and every year since then, it's been, you haven't put us out to the wind.
Never.
You've let us play
You know,
every
actually,
single
if you
year.
remember the first year that we had a headliner, I sat down. Michael's always been a great help on, you know, I go to Michael like, hey, Michael, what do you think about times? What do you think about this? And he's always been a great help on that. But I went to you, and Zach's like, who's the headliner? I said, you are. Man, I can't be.
He said what?
I can't be. And I said, no, I want you. I want. It was
Sam Riggs.
Sam Riggs. I said, I want Sam to go on before you. I want you to be the headliner. And he goes, no way, can't do it. And he said, that's not the way this works. And of course, I don't know the way that it works.
Tracy's like, no.
But I knew I wanted Hunt County to finish the night.
Yeah.
And Zach's like, nope, can't do it. You know.
You gotta put Sam last. You gotta put him last.
But in that same conversation, I just saw the respect you had for not only myself, but just the people that you surround yourself with in this music aspect. And you saying it right there, you didn't know much about this music life, but you weren't. The next year, the same people are gonna be there. You weren't leaving nobody in the dust. The next year, and you've added to it. You know.
Yeah.
And that's something that we don't take for granted at all. You know, we block this weekend off on our calendars to come and be a part of this situation, and it's very, very special to us. If y'all didn't know that, I want you to know that now. It's super, super special to us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
We're bringing Cody West this year.
Yes.
Man, it means the world. Dude, we're all opening for Cody West. That's dope, man. That's awesome. It means the world to us, and I want y'all to understand how big that is for our community. Like, that's gonna bring his fan base in to see our bands. That means the world to us. You're helping. We are the small business kind of sponsoring, where we're building a fan base that has never seen us before because they're coming to see Cody West. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a we don't take it for granted at all, man, and we really appreciate y'all so much, man.
You know, a couple of people that aren't able to be here tonight, Lane Hunt,
Lane,
and
Gracie York.
both of those guys since day one have grown. You know.
Oh, insane.
And still growing. You know, Gracie played on the main stage at the state fair this year. You know, and she's coming out to our event, and that kind of stuff. I mean, knowing that you guys, all of you guys, have more, y'all could do any paid event that y'all wanted to on that day, but you guys come to us and have still volunteered your time to make sure that this thing goes as well as it does. And I can't really say it enough that you guys are the reason, absolute reason that this thing goes on.
Thank you, brother.
And we love y'all. We love y'all to death, man.
Thank you, man.
We started out with guys.
And y'all mean the world to us, man. I want y'all to understand that.
We started out with the 3-man jams, and now we have 5 full bands. You know, and
you know,
it was
so
the first year we had
exciting.
one full band,
One full band.
all day, and now it's full bands all day long. Man, it's you've turned
we
into
have
something
6.
amazing.
What is it? 6 full bands this year.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to take credit for Gracie. All right? I'm going to say that right now. I'm not going to say of course
But
not. But
He said I'm not going to take credit for Gracie.
So, a couple of years ago, I forgot what year it was, Gracie called me and she said, hey, when do you have me down? And I said, I'm not real sure. And she said, well, if I get a full band together, would you bump me up one time spot? And I said, yeah, I'll do that. Hung the phone up. 5 minutes later, I got a band.
I was like, oh, good Lord, Grace.
I mean, so... And she's really blown up.
Everybody that has started has blown up. Like it's just insane to watch y'all grow and become full, like big name musicians in a way. You know, you're Hunt County famous around our, and then all of a sudden you're growing and growing and growing, and it's so awesome to watch that
happen.
happen.
And all y'all are humble about it. That's what is really cool about it. You know, all y'all are humble about it. You know where you came from. You remember where you came from. Because you can get caught up in this stuff.
100%.
I'm sure. I mean, we've never done it, but you can get caught up in that. And, you know, you guys have always been real humble. And
I appreciate that. And I can say the same for y'all, man, because I know that you guys are absolutely known. You can't say the Travers name without knowing who that's attached to. But we all appreciate you so much. We appreciate both of y'all, man. Just and Brad and Chris, you know, for the venue. It means the world to us, man. Last year was probably the biggest show of my life, was doing the Tunes for Tots, and I've played, you know, for years, but that show meant a lot to me with y'all, and the aspect and the emotion that was connected to it. I can't speak for these guys on that part, but you guys make a spectacle that's not glory for yourself. It's for the. I mean, it's a spectacle. People want to show up to give it to the kids. They want to give the. I mean, we had a truck sink in the mud last year because there were so many toys on the truck.
Yeah, we had over
It's
6,000 toys last year.
And it's just so impressive. And we love you guys so much, man. And I can't say it enough. I mean,
I want to say something right quick about you especially. So y'all are going just like y'all have always been up, and COVID hits, and obviously the first businesses and stuff to get hit are bars, restaurants, waitresses, all that. Overnight, we pretty much said, hey, we need to do something for these families. Who do we reach out to again? You two guys. And y'all come over and do a live show. We do it live on Facebook, and we're going to, we were going to donate $500. Me and Amber said, hey, y'all come over and play, and then we're going to get names, but you have to refer somebody. Don't pick your own name.
We put it on a wheel, right?
Put it on a wheel, and me and Amber are going to give $500 to a family that needs it, and you guys are going to play to get the crowd involved.
On a live,
We were in a
on a
garage.
Facebook Live, Facebook Live.
And
I showed y'all my nunchuck skills.
Hey, those were on point. Those were on point.
And so it went from that, and then all of a sudden, I told Amber, I said, let's do two families. Let's do $500 twice.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, that's fine. So as soon as it started, and y'all went on live, of course, we put your guys' Venmos and PayPal, whatever it is, on the front to try to help you guys out too, because obviously you come over and offer to do it.
And musicians were done at that point. Like, that's how they make money, and you couldn't do it no more.
And as soon as you guys started playing, my phone starts going off. Her phone starts going off. Hey man, I want to do a family.
I want to donate.
I want to do one. And I think it went from starting out with $500 to that first time we did it. Was it 8,000?
Yeah, it was about $8,000.
Yeah. So we have
and
16
not only
families.
$8,000, and I'll be completely candid. Not only $8,000 to those families, I was like on the verge of my truck getting repoed, and it was $863. I remember to the dollar because my Venmo, the donations were $863. Like it was like a godly thing. Dude. I remember telling you that. I cried in your truck telling you that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, dude, come in here and look at this Venmo. Like that's how late I. It was exact dollar. It was just a very, very, very special night, man. It was $8,000 to the people, that we were donating money to, but also on our Venmos. I mean, it came full circle, and it was.
But
just
then what did we end up doing? We ended up seeing how that worked, and we did it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think the second time it was even more.
It was even more.
Again, do you think that would have happened without you guys? No way.
Absolutely not.
Y'all would have figured out a way.
It wouldn't
I
happen.
appreciate that.
And
You guys brought the crowd. You guys brought the crowd. You guys brought everybody that wanted to help out. I mean, that was the whole thing. Me and Zach have sat, and during COVID, we sit in either his driveway or my driveway, in the middle of the street, in a boat.
Called it driveway stones.
Just about everywhere. I like to call his house on fire.
He
once
did.
or twice.
He almost caught my house on fire.
With the gas can.
But,
that was interesting.
Whenever that happened and everything slowed down, Zach kind of started looking at life, and he's talking to me. He's going, man, you know what? As much as I love this stuff, this is relaxing. Not having to do this every day, not having to all the hard work of putting in this and doing that. And he's like, man, you know what? I think I like this. And I said, you'll never quit. No, man, I'm good. I'm good. Well, then the COVID thing goes away and it starts playing again, which I knew you would. And but that show last year, when y'all were on stage and me and you got that look,
I came off stage.
That was
we were looking at each other, and I think we both finally got another dude to cry. But
I finally got another dude to cry.
Yeah, you come off there, me and you grabbed each other, man, and I knew right then it was the start to a new beginning.
I told you, man, it's probably my last show, man. Love you, buddy. We had a good run. And I remember coming off stage, hugging you. First person I saw when I came off stage.
It was a moment. Y'all shared a moment.
It sparked me back up. I haven't felt that passion again in a long time. At that point, I was in a bad time in my life, man. And it was just, man, your energy and the way you feel about people. I could be anybody, but you make me feel number one always. And you make a lot of people feel that same way. I know we have a special bond, but you make everybody feel that same way. And I felt we sparked back up. I told you the band was over. We played for another 2 years.
Yep.
Man. It's a very special thing you guys have.
When I felt that hug, I said, new beginning. Here it goes. Here it goes. I'll start again.
Yep.
So.
And I was pregnant. So.
Is that why you're emotional right now, Zach?
That's it. But man, we love you guys, man, and
Definitely.
December
Remember-
9th, I think, is a date we probably should announce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
December
Yeah.
Bring a new unwrapped toy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your ticket. There is no covered charge. Just bring a toy. I like Ninja Turtles.
Or toys. Plural.
Yeah.
Drop that line up
Just
one
come
more
out and enjoy
time.
the day at Sweetwater Grill.
Cody
Sweetwater,
West headliner.
yeah, Sweetwater's
December
been
9th.
great about having the event. So I want to shout out to Sweetwater Grill.
Yeah.
They've been there since day one. We've done this event. We know that people love to come out to Sweetwater. That was another connection of all this. You know,
Yep.
who are they going to see? Where are they going to see them? And we put that together, and it's been successful. Thank God.
And you can
So,
find it on Tracy's page, Amber's page, my page, Michael's, Ryder's, Cody's,
Hunt County Tunes for
Lanes.
Tots.
Gracie.
Tunes for Tots,
Yeah,
Gracie's.
there were.
You can find it on all these pages, man. And December 9th, man, it's gonna be in Union Valley, Texas, Royce City, Texas, kind of the same place. Man, y'all look it up and y'all come out and see us, man.
Sweetwater Grill.
It's the best event of the year.
So fun.
We love you guys, Travers.
Love you.
thank y'all.
Love you
Everybody in
all.
Hunt County loves
y'all.
y'all.
Thank
Thank
y'all
y'all
for
so
having
much for
Thank y'all for having us here. We
This is
appreciate it.
awesome.